Okay, all right. Well, thank you all for joining me today. Today's going to be a 45-minute vinyasa. We will want to have some props available for us, so blocks, couple of blocks today. And then if you don't have a strap at home, that's okay. You may or may not need a strap. You could use a belt, a towel, anything really that gives you a little bit of length will work just fine. So go ahead and come over and head onto your mats here. And actually, bring those blocks with you. We'll start in an easy seat, and we'll begin with our blocks next to our hips. So for you guys, you'll probably be long ways on your mat. Just set your blocks next to your hip bones, and then find a nice comfortable seat here to begin. Just a nice straight spine. Could be on your sits bones or on your shins. Stretch your arms out nice and long, palms face open towards the sky. Or arms can kind of hang one on top of the other. Just make sure that your arms are naturally lengthening out so that you can draw your shoulder heads back and down. Soften your gaze or close your eyes completely. And right away together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill breath into the belly, into the ribs. Exhale, open up the mouth and send it away. Another one like that, breathing in, fill all the way up. And a cleansing breath out the mouth, let it all go. Seal your lips. Allow the breath to travel in and travel out through your nostrils, starting to cultivate your yogic breath. And while you start to find length in your inhales and your exhales, begin to notice the space around you, the way that your bum feels connected to the mat underneath of you, the support and whatever you're sitting on. And then from there, grow tall through the spine, lift up through the crown of the head, draw your shoulder blades together onto your back body. Notice if you're arching through your low back, tuck your tailbone down, pull your belly muscles in and up instead. And from there, continue to lengthen out to the back of the neck and the top of your head. Start to notice any sounds within your environment. Begin to notice everything around you in this moment. Sounds, the way that the air feels on your skin, the way that your clothes hang on your body and how that feels on your skin. Just taking some time to observe, noticing how we're showing up on our mat today, taking this a little bit more internally as we continue to focus in on our breath. Now start to explore that internal landscape. Notice what's happening there. Emotionally, physically, energetically, and spiritually, check in with yourself and use this time to really just observe, to notice. Sacred pause, if you will. And during these times, we get to kind of explore how we're showing up, so that as we move throughout our practice today, we can make choices, move in certain ways that help us find ease in our body. So maybe you notice the breath right away. If you notice that it was short and shallow, now start to calm your breath down. Start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales, helping us to clear any clouded thoughts in the mind, any busyness or to-do lists. Set those aside for now and know that they'll be there for you after this class. Together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Bring your hands together at your heart center and press your palms towards one another. Taking a moment to bow your head towards your prayer hands, an opportunity to honor this sacred time that we have here on our mats. Using it to grow a little bit, further ourselves, so that when we head back out into the rest of our day, we're able to handle whatever comes our way with grace. Let's take another breath in together. And exhale, let your palms relax down on top of your thighs. Let your eyes flutter open. Good. Take a minute here. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I think there was something going on with the screen there. There we go. That was weird. Okay, I think it's popping back up. Can you guys still see me okay? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Let me mute everybody again. Okay. I don't know what that's doing. Okay, I'll leave it on that screen. So as you open your eyes, take a moment to go ahead and connect with your blocks here. You make sure that they're right next to your hips, and then slide your feet out so that your heels are in front of your knees, but you'll kind of take a wider seat here. We'll stay on our bums and grab a hold of your knees. Take an exhale and first just round through your spine. Bring your chin to your chest, look down, straighten out your arms. And now kind of scoop yourself through and under like you're diving under a wave. Lift up through the crown of your head and pull your heartstrings through. So that a couple more times, rounding through the spine as you lean back. You can grab under the knees as well. And then like you're diving under a wave, lift up through the crown of the head. Take that a couple more times back through. So finding some seated cat-cows here as we open up the spine, finding flexion and extension. Good. And then we'll find a little bit more of that as we come back up to our seat. Extend your legs out in front of you. Take your blocks and set them right next to your hips, and then place your hands on top of your blocks. Press down through your hands, bend at your knees, and bring your heels aren't really going to be underneath of your knees, but they will be on the floor. As you press up, lift your hips for reverse table, and as you exhale, lower your seat back to the mat and just find a seat. You could lengthen out the legs if you like. I find that keeping the feet where they're at helps me to find that reverse table again. So as you press down into palms, lift your hips. And here, my heels are behind my knees, so if you want to walk them out, just adjust as you need in your body. Gaze can be up or all the way back. And as you exhale, send your hips back and go ahead and come to a seat, lengthening out the legs if you like. One more time, press up into reverse tabletop. And then exhale, come back to your seat. Go ahead and shift your blocks over to one side. Cross your ankles and hug your knees in. Roll over your knees and come to stand on your shins. You can tuck the toes behind you for more stability or untuck the toes. Reach your arms overhead and grab a hold of opposite elbows. Lift up through both side bodies, reach your forearms to the sky. And as you exhale, take a side bend over to your right. Take your gaze up to the left. Make sure that you're squeezing your glutes together, anchoring the tailbone down to the floor. Your belly button is engaged and pulling up and back. Inhale, come back through center. Release your grip and take the opposite arm in front. Inhale, lift your forearms up. And as you exhale, side bend over to your left. Take the arch out of your low back by squeezing your glutes. Look over to the right to find space around the head and neck. As you inhale, come back through center. And as you exhale, come into tabletop position. I'll stay facing this way. Walk your left hand into the middle of your mat. Sweep your right arm to the sky. And exhale, hover your arm as you reach it through. Inhale, sweep back up. Two more like that. Exhale, reach the arm to the left, hover. Inhale, sweep the arm up. And now this time we'll take it all the way down. Shoulder and temple come to the earth. Left hand comes under the elbow, out in front, or take it back behind for a half bind. Dial your right hip to the back wall. Make sure that your hip stays square. And then bring your left hand back underneath. Sweep your right arm to the sky. Bring the right hand back under the shoulder and then walk it to the middle of your mat. Left side, as you inhale, sweep the left arm up. As you exhale, hover, arm reaches through. Inhale, reach it to the sky. Exhale, hover. Good, one more time. Inhale, reach. And now exhale, come all the way down, shoulder and temple to the mat. Right palm walks out under the elbow, out in front, or wraps around to find your left hip crease. Pull your left hip crease back to the wall behind you. Bring your right hand back under the shoulder, lift your left arm to the sky, and then set it back underneath. Tabletop position facing the top of your mat. Walk your palms a palm print forward. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back to find downward facing dog. And take a couple of breaths here, maybe your first down dog of the day. Pedal out through the knees, lift your heels, lower your heels a few times. Soft micro bend in the knees. Send the tailbone up and back and wrap your triceps down towards the earth. Shake out your head, yes and no. Release any tension there. On an inhale, shift forward into high plank. Pausing here, take your gaze past the fingertips, about a foot past the top of your mat there. Reach back through your heels. Anytime you want to modify, you can bring your knees down to the earth. Spread your shoulder blades apart and really press down into the mat, away from the earth. Puff up the space behind your heart. Energize your arms, your legs, your core. As you breathe in, shift even more forward. As you breathe out, lower all the way down to your belly and untuck your toes. Press into the tops of the feet. Lift your head, lift your chest. Find baby cobra. Exhale, lengthen your forehead and heart back down. One more like that. Press into the feet, lift the head, lift the heart. Option to lift your palms. Kneecaps are lifted here as well. And exhale, lengthen your forehead back down. For a fuller back bend, walk your palms back first. On an inhale, lift all the way up into your arms, straighten. Stay here or press into the tops of the feet and lift the thighs for upward facing dog. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and as you exhale, roll over the knees or the toes, lift your hips back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale to let it go. Inhale, lift up onto your tiptoes, look forward, bend your knees, and exhale, tiptoe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. With a breath in, lengthen halfway. With a breath out, forward fold, step back into plank. Shifting forward, come past your wrists. Option to lower knees, lower halfway to your hover, shoulders in line with elbows. Inhale, lift into lower high cobra, and exhale, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Breath in through the nose. Breath out to let it go. On an inhale, lift up onto your toes, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, 2 big steps up to the top. Lengthen with a breath in. Fold with your breath out. Stay down, take your gaze up, lift maybe halfway through your torso. Walk your feet wider than your mat. Good, soft bend into each knee, maybe shifting the weight side to side. And then grab a hold of opposite elbows, hang your head heavy, kind of a wide-legged ragdoll pose today. Bring the weight into your toes, soften your knees a little bit, shake out your head, shake out your hips, side to side if you like. Releasing the hands down. Turn your toes out, bring your heels in. With a bend in your knees, circle your arms out and up. Bring your palms together overhead, and as you exhale, slide your hands to your heart. Jump your feet together, Samastha at the top of your mat. With an inhale, stretch your arms out and up. With an exhale, swan dive forward, hinge at your hips. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, plant your palms, step back, shifting forward, lower through your push-up. Inhale, open the chest, find your cobra, and exhale, send the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. On a breath in, I'm going to actually turn towards you. It might be a little easier to follow me here. Our warm-up today is going to be moving in a circle. So we'll lift the same right leg twice. And an inhale, sweep your right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands, low lunge. Left hand stays grounded. Your right arm is going to reach out to the right and all 10 toes turn to the right. This is a deep outer hip stretch. Now circle your right arm around, back to the front, and walk to the back of your mat. Skandasana in your left knee. Lift up through your heart, lift up through your chest. Now I'm going to be facing away from you, but frame your left foot at the back of your mat and bring your back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up, low lunge at the back of your mat. As you exhale, frame your foot, step back into plank. Inhale, exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, open the chest, find your back bend, and exhale, we meet back into downward facing dog. So you should be facing the back of your mat. The same right leg is going to lift again. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. As you exhale, step forward into lunge. Reach your right arm over to the left and sweep all the way around. Look towards the front of the mat. And then reach your right arm all the way around. Crawl to the top of your mat. Lunge or monkey side skandasana in your left knee. Hands can stay underneath or hands to heart center. And now frame your left foot at the top of your mat. Lower your back knee. And inhale, the arms reach up. Low lunge. Exhale, frame the foot. Step back to plank. You can flow here or maybe you skip the flow and head right back to down dog. We are transitioning through 2 chaturanga flows. So if you want to skip one of those, the choice is always yours. Now, left side, inhale, the left leg reaches up. Exhale, step the foot through. Sweep your left arm all the way to the left. Turn all 10 toes. Deep outer hip stretch. And now bring that left arm all the way around. Crawl to the back of your mat. Skandasana in your right knee. Lift up through your heart, your chest. Frame your right foot at the back of your mat. Lower your back knee. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, frame the front foot. Step back to plank and flow here. Lower down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, send the hips to the sky. Down dog, so you're facing the back of your mat. With an inhale, your left leg lifts again. Exhale, step the foot through. Turn all 10 toes to the side here. Reach the arm around to the back. Sweep it all the way around. Crawl to the front. Skandasana in the right knee. Lift up through your heart and chest. Frame your right foot at the top of your mat. Lower your back knee and inhale. The arms reach up. We made it back to the top. And exhale, frame the foot. Again, option to flow or just lift the hips back to downward facing dog. I am going to switch to the side view. I don't know if that's making it easier or harder for you all, but I'm going to switch back. We'll do that one more time to warm up the legs, and then we'll move into our standing flow. On an inhale, your right leg lifts up. Exhale, step it through. Turn all 10 toes to the right. Reach your arm behind. Sweep your right arm forward. Crawl to your left knee. Lift up through your heart and your chest. Skandasana at the back of your mat. Frame your left foot. Lower your right knee. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, frame the foot, step back to plank and flow here. Or you know the drill. As you move through some of these chaturangas, you can always skip those. As you inhale, the same right leg is going to lift again. Exhale, step into lunge. Turn all 10 toes to the right. Reach your right arm back. Sweep your right arm forward. Crawl to your left knee. Skandasana. Lift your heart and your chest. Frame your left foot at the top of your mat. Lower your right knee and inhale. The arms reach up. Low lunge. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Step back to plank and float. Breath in, breath out. One more time, left side. Inhale, the left leg reaches up. Exhale, step the foot through. Left arm reaches to the back. Turn the toes to the left. Sweep the left arm forward and then crawl to the back of your mat. Skandasana in your right knee. Lift up through your head. Frame your right foot or knee. Lower your left knee. Reach your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, back foot. We frame. Step back to plank and flow through to down dog. Same left leg lifts again on your inhale. Exhale, step the foot through. Turn all 10 toes to the left. Reach your arm back. Sweep your left arm forward. Crawl to your right knee. Lift up through your heart and chest. Frame your right foot. Should be at the top of your mat now. Drop your left knee. Reach your arms up. Anjaneyasana. And exhale, frame the front foot. Step back to plank and flow through back to downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in. Take a breath out. A moment here to feel that 360-degree movement. Out the mouth as you exhale, a little steam. Feet together at the back of your mat. With an inhale, stretch your right leg to the sky. Three-legged dog. As you exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Keep your left hand grounded and sweep your right arm to the sky. Simple twist. Scissor hug your right hip back. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back body. Now start to come into a side plank. Come onto the pinky edge side of your left foot and heel toe this right foot halfway down, or today I'm going to recommend that you take it all the way back and stack it on top, or place the foot in front for more support. The modification would be to bring your bottom knee down today instead and lift your top leg. So if you're modifying, you're going to take that variation. Looking at the top of your mat, lift your right knee, step your foot up. So if you need to help it up there, you can help it up by placing that hand behind the heel there. Lower your left knee down, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana, but now bring your right hand to your left thigh and lift your left arm up and back, exalted Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down, left hand to the earth, right arm lifts back up to the sky, and now we tuck the back toes and lift the left knee off the mat. We're back in our simple twist. Reach your gaze up towards the right fingers, and now scissor hug your right hip back. Come onto your left fingertips and lift all the way up through your open arm twist. Right hand comes to the back of the left thigh, and left arm stretches up and over, exalted crescent lunge. Take an inhale, and now exhale. Reach your left arm forward, windmill your right arm forward, and lift into warrior three. Your hands can come to heart center if you like. Coming off of the back foot, lift the heel in line with the hip, but dial your left hip point down. If you need blocks, they'll be underneath of your shoulders here to find support. Take an inhale, stay for your exhale. On your next inhale, come all the way to stand. Reach your arms up, look up. As you exhale, hinge and forward fold. Breath in to lift us halfway. As you breathe out, plant your palms, step back to plank and float, or step back to plank and lift the hips right back to downward facing dog, up to you. Let's take a breath in together and a breath out to release. Feet together at the back of your mat. With an inhale, sweep your left leg up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot in between your hands. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Simple twist. Stay high on the ball mound of your back foot. And now head into your side plank. Come onto the pinky edge side of your right foot. Left foot, we'd walk it all the way back, either to stack on top or in front. If you're modifying, your right knee is coming down and your left leg is lifting today. Take a breath in. And now lift your left leg if you're in full side plank. Look down at the top of your mat. Step your left foot up into a lunge. So if you're in that modified, your right shin's just going to turn forward. Drop the right knee if it's lifted, and let's all meet in an Anjaneyasana low lunge. This time your left hand comes to your back right thigh. Your right arm stretches up and then back to get this nice big long stretch through the right hip flexor. Cartwheel your right hand to the earth. Reach your left arm to the sky. Tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. You're back in your simple twist. Come high onto your right fingers. Scissor hug your left hip back here. We're going to move up and lift the torso all the way into exalted crescent. So left hand comes back to the right thigh. Right arm stretches up and then over. As you exhale, stretch your right arm forward. Whoop, losing my balance. Right arm forward, followed by the left. And then bend into the back knee and lift into warrior three. Arms take on any variation that you like to support your balance. Maybe it takes you a couple of breaths to get in there. It took me a couple of breaths. Dial your right hip down. Use support as needed here. Let's stay for another breath in. Lift your heart. Exhale, stay. And on your inhale, rise to stand, 2 feet to the mat, reach up. Exhale, hinge and forward fold. Breath in, lift halfway. Breath out, plant your palms, step back, flow through. You know the drill here. You always have the option to skip it and head right back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Feet together at the back of your mat. Lift your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open through your hip this time. Squeeze the right heel towards the right glute. Square off your shoulders by looking under your left armpit. And now step the foot forward and between your hands, sweep your right arm back to the sky. Simple twist. This time, reach your arm behind you to the back of the room. And now sweep it up and over, reach to the front of the room. So you're kind of moving on the inside of that right knee. Lift up and back. Following your fingers with your gaze, reach up and over. One more time, lift up and back. And this time as you reach up and over, continue to crawl around to the back of your mat, Skandasana in your left knee. Option to open up your arms here, left arm in front of the left shin, right arm to the sky. And now as we tiger crawl back to warrior two legs, bend into your right knee, straighten out your left, and you may need to heel toe that foot back a little bit. Windmill up and around into warrior two, but right away come into extended side angle. Right forearm to thigh and left arm to stretch up and over the ear line. Turn the thumb up, squeeze your tailbone towards your back heel. Work the glutes here. Reverse warrior, legs stay the same. Arms reach up and then right arm stretches to the back wall. As you exhale, come back into your extended side angle. Right hand can either come to a block or to the earth. Reach your left arm over your ear line. Take an inhale. And now exhale, look down. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Bring your left hand underneath of your shoulder. Sweep your right arm to the sky. Come into side plank. Heel toe, all the way back. Step the foot back either in front or stack it on top. And now this time as we look to the top of our mat, lift your right knee, step the foot up and grab a block. Place it in that right upper corner. And now lift the left leg and keep peeling open for balancing half moon pose. So left hand is kind of helping us do that work there. If you feel steady, stretch your left arm to the sky. Reach the crown of the head forward while the heel stretches back behind you. Left heel, we try to lift it in line with the hip, no higher. Try not to go so much lower as well. And then as you're ready, square your hips to the mat. Hands can come to heart center. Warrior 3 for a brief moment. Inhale. And now exhale, chair pose. Feet come together. Lift up through your heart. Lift up through your chest. Look down and make sure you can see your big toes. Lift your toes off the mat. Encourage the weight in the heels. Squeeze your knees, your shins, your thighs all together. A breath in. And as you exhale, lower your hands. Come up onto the ball mounds of your feet. If the heels of the palms aren't flat on the mat, bring blocks underneath of them. Crow pose. You can either step or hop back into down dog, or for crow, start to bend your knees, bring them to your upper arm bones. Pour the weight into chaturanga arms, so elbows have to bend. As you start to work your foot, 1 foot at a time, heel towards the glute. Maybe the opposite foot, heel squeezes towards the glute. We bring the big toe mounds together. Gaze is a foot forward past the top of your mat. Breathe in and exhale. Make your exit. You can either step or hop back. Work your way back to downward facing dog, however you like. And let's meet there in that upside down V shape. We'll take that same flow to the left side, and then we'll start to bring it down to some more prone and supine postures on our backs and on our bums. Feet together at the back of your mat. Lift your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee. Peel open through your hip. Squeeze the heel towards the glute. Look under your right armpit this time to square off your shoulders. Step your foot forward in between your hands. Inhale, your left arm reaches up. Simple twist. Exhale, stretch your left arm to the back wall this time. Follow your fingers with your gaze. Inhale, stretch up and over, reach to the front of the room. Couple more like that. Opening up this left shoulder, kind of massaging and lubricating the rotator cuff, up and over. And last time, as we stretch the arm back, as you bring the arm up and over, walk all the way to the back of your mat like we did before. Skandasana in the right knee. Option to just bring your hands to your heart, or right arm comes out in front of the knee and left arm reaches up to the sky. Big inhale. And exhale, bring your hands back to your heart or to the floor. Tiger crawl yourself into warrior 2 legs. So left knee bends, right leg straightens. Windmill your right arm up and around to find warrior 2, and then right away bring left forearm to thigh. Right arm to stretch over the ear line, extended side angle. Work the tailbone towards your back right heel. So glutes are fired up here, legs are fired up. Press away from your left elbow and rotate your right ribs to the sky. With an inhale, legs stay the same. Flip your front palm. Find peaceful warrior or reverse warrior, lifting out of both side bodies. And now exhale, either left hand to a block or the earth on the inside of your foot. Right arm stretches over the ear line. We come back into that extended side angle. And now we take the gaze down. Bring the right hand to the floor. Lift your back heel. And as you're ready, left arm sweeps up again. Simple twist. We take this into our side plank. Come onto the knife edge side of your right foot. Walk or step the left foot back. Lift your hips. Lift your left leg. Look down at the top of your mat as you bend into the knee. Step forward. Grab a block along the way. Bend into your right knee to get a little momentum. Lift the leg. And as you lift your torso, peel this right hip open, balancing half moon. Reach your right arm to the sky. When you feel steady, make sure you're pressing away from that block underneath of your left hand if you're using support. Flex your right foot. And now take the gaze down to your left big toe first. Square your hips to the earth. Hands either stay on a block for support or come to heart center, airplane, out in front, up to you. Warrior 3, how you like it. And now step the right foot next to the left, bending the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Squeeze everything together here for the last couple of breaths. Breathe in. And as you exhale, hands come down to the mat. If you're using blocks, hands come under or on top of the blocks to give you a little bit more height. And knees come onto your upper arm bones. And then as you start to pour weight, again, you might just be staying here, working with squeezing the feet towards the glutes. Maybe you're working with finding a little air time in your crow or bakasana. Step, hop, float it back. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. How you like. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we'll take this next flow here on our own. You can either stay in down dog, or on your inhale, undulate, wave the spine forward. Exhale, halfway to your hover. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, send the hips up and back. Walk your feet and your hands to the middle of your mat. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Add a generous bend in your knees, so much that you can slide your palms underneath of your hands. Padahastasana. Wrist get a little massage as you wiggle out your toes. Make sure that even your chin is tucking towards your chest. Bend into the knees, straighten out the legs. A releasing forward fold. Go ahead and lift the feet, bring the hands out from underneath. And then step back to your downward facing dog, palms forward, feet back. And as we undulate forward into high plank, moving through a flow, we're going to stop in our cobra. So lower down halfway, and then inhale, lift into your cobra pose. Drop your legs to the mat, bend your elbows, and lower your forehead and heart all the way down to the mat. You can stack your palms on top of one another for crocodile pose to rest. Breathe in and out. Go ahead and bring your chin to the mat. Stretch your arms out to a T. Take your left cheek to the mat. Bend into your right knee. And then roll over onto your left side. You can walk your right hand in closer to your chest, much like we did in our thread the needle earlier. Wrist under the elbow and then pressing away from the floor. Right knee can lift for a quad stretch, but we're mostly focusing on stretching the left pectoral muscle and left shoulder here. Go ahead and come back through center, lengthen the top leg. Right cheek to the mat, reach your arms out to a T. Bend into your left knee, lift the foot up to the sky. And then roll onto your right side into your left toes, tap behind you. Left hand can come in to press yourself, towards your right side here, opening up our right shoulder. See if you can keep pressing into the right palm and the fingers. Should give you a nice stretch through the chest here. And then lengthening the leg, go ahead and come back onto your belly. Press up and back into a child's pose just for a brief moment. Inhale and exhale. Good. And then go ahead and lift a table, crawl to the top of your mat so you have room to lay behind you. Sit onto one side and walk your legs out in front. Grab behind your knees and roll on down to your backs. Hug your knees into your chest when you get there. And then find happy baby pose. Take your knees wide. Reach up to grab for ankles, arches of the feet, or big toe mounds. Pull your knees down to the floor. Make sure you're staying long through the tailbone, the back of the neck, and the head. You're welcome to find movement or stillness here. Just like a baby would, kind of rock side to side, or you can lengthen one leg, one at a time or both at the same time. And gathering your knees back together. Strap or wrap your arms around your shins. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Bring your nose into your knees. Squeeze everything in very tightly. And then keeping the grip around your shins, just slowly let your head and your shoulders relax onto the mat. Feel that compression still in the hips. And then releasing as you're ready, arms and legs nice and long here for final resting pose. I will let you know when our class has officially come to an end. So for the next 4 or 5 minutes, I know no one will see you even though you're at home. Challenge yourself today to really be in a space so that you can be still. It doesn't necessarily always have to be silent, but try to relax your body and give your body this time to just simply integrate everything that we just did. Lots of twists today. Lots of wringing out any kind of old or negative, and just allowing our body to be left with this new ease. Let your feet fan out, your palms and fingers stretch out wide. Let your breath be free. Deep peace to all of you. I encourage you to stay if you have a couple extra minutes to be in this space. If you do, just ignore my cues. If you're ready to reawaken, start by deepening your breath first. Next, begin to move your body, stretch or curl, small movements and then larger movements to help you reawaken. Eventually hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side or circle the knees, massaging the low back. Roll to your right side and pause in the fetal position. Take a moment here to just acknowledge the space that you've created today, a gratitude for the practice and everything that it offers. Press up with as little effort as you can, keeping your eyes closed if you can. Otherwise, when you find a tall seat, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Bring your hands together to meet at your heart center. With meaning, press your palms together and sit up proud in your chest. Find a breath in through the nose and a breath out. Take a moment to notice how you feel now. This time to come back to observation of the self, of yourself, any changes in the physical body, the energetic body, the mental body. Hopefully bringing you a clearer mind, or leaving you a clearer mind, a more energized body, and a more at peace mental state. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. May peace, may love, may light be felt within each and every one of you. Bless you and everyone that you meet. Namaste. All right, thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today. I apologize about that. I don't know what happened in the middle there. Let me get this.